Yo, guys, what's going on? Lucky Cheese 7 is back again. After a long while, I think, right? Wait. No, I can't say that. I honestly cannot say it's been a long while, considering that I did the Boruto chapter discussion like just a few days ago. So it hasn't actually been that long, particularly, but as far as Attack on Titan goes, it has been forever. Like, I kid you, it has been a really, really freaking long time since I talked about Attack on Titan because a lot of y'all know this series was my bread and butter. After Naruto ended, this was kind of the staple point of the channel. And it's been a journey for me, I'll say. You know, it's already been like a year plus actually, since Attack on Titan ended. And finding that void, that missing hole in your heart where you're like, you just need to find something to kind of, you know, just find a series to look for. And it took me a while to actually get there. But, you know, you're probably asking yourself, like, why exactly am I talking about Attack on Titan right now on Thanksgiving? Well, I still got a little bit of free time on my end before the big game night. Go Cowboys, by the way. So, what? Anyway, there's been a lot of chat in the AOT community, and especially with AOE, which is why I was more prompted to go like, I think now's a good time to talk about it again, considering how long it's been, and considering all the community backlash. Oh my god, it's a mess. But I'm actually not here alone. I've actually got, you know, one of my fellow mutuals joining me again. So, guys, say hi to Jada. I think Jada's still probably working at her audio keynotes, but with that said, there's actually still a couple more things I need to link this up to. So let me go ahead and tackle that first. For anyone curious as to what we're going to be talking about in the stream, key visual, that's one, and Isayama comments, because oh my god, there's a lot to talk about there with Isayama. There's honestly a lot we can dive into for that. But let me just tackle this real quick. Get this going. Did I forget to post somewhere? I'm pretty sure I did, but let me double check. Got a draft. Yep, it was right here. Boom. Post. So posting that one, going back over here. Just I will say, sorry for the pause now because I've just been, what do I say? Just linking this off to a few places. So, let me just link this right here. Promise to stream. Yes. But give me 1 second. Okay, let's see if that's working out. I think that should be good. I think. Yeah. All right. Can you hear me now, Jada? Are you able to hear anything I'm saying, or is it still like not picking up anything? Just making sure. And guys, if y'all aren't able to hear me, just let me know, and I'm gonna see if I can try to get the audio resolved because I made sure that things are working well today. Made absolutely sure. That is pretty weird. Try. Okay, Jada. I don't know if Jada can hear me, but if she can't, I'll just private message her. I can't say this is the first time that's happened with StreamYard because I know it's happened on and off, but it is still rather weird that something like this is happening. Well, then again, and it's raining over here too, which is what it is. Let me see. But
Let me go ahead and get some of my notes real quick. So, talking about the new key visual, and Isayama talks from Anime NYC and community drama. LOL, I think. Hey Jada, what's going on?
Hi. I guess it wasn't working because I wasn't connected to my Wi-Fi. I was connected to my data. So
Okay,
yeah, that's weird, but okay.
that happens. How's your Thanksgiving going?
What Thanksgiving?
Good point.
Yeah, not having that, I guess. So but other than that, I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. So
Okay, all good.
yeah.
But anyway, I was just going over with them as to
Oh, you can keep going.
yeah. Now I was just talking about what we were going over, which was the key visual and what Isayama had to say. So I know when it comes to the key visual that dropped, everyone was like super focused on the attack titan and the eyes. And I actually remember like waking up the morning the key visual dropped, and everyone was talking about like it's the Berserk Titan. I was like, Berserk Titan. I was like, oh right, it was what was in season one. So when I looked at the eyes, I was like, that actually does look pretty accurate to what was in season one. So when I actually looked back and checked, I was like, no, that's pretty identical actually. But
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, yeah, when I seen it, they posted it, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on," because I was like, I said I seen this somewhere before, and then Tenza posted it, and then I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Why?" Another thing is, you notice that Aaron's eyes like change every scene, like they're never consistent. But so
They're
I'm like,
not. Yeah,
that's weird. Like, y'all don't think that's weird? Like, how his eyes are always changing? Like, this isn't just like a coincidence. Like, oh, like they're just, no, this is on purpose because his eyes are green. It's so easy to just get that right. You
yeah.
can't
Like
get that wrong.
even when you saw like the last episode of the final season, part two, like you saw his eyes. It was like flash screen and everything. So the fact that you get this key visual and it's like blue, you're kind of like going like, okay, why is it blue? Like it's not just one of those things like, oh, we just messed up.
Right, like there's no way you could just mess up. Like that's just something that's just like, oh, it's a stylistic no, that's a very convenient stylistic choice
It is.
because his eyes weren't blue. His eyes weren't blue in Marley. His eyes weren't blue anywhere else. Well, in season one, yeah, but why all of a sudden now are his eyes blue? You know,
That's what I'm thinking also.
they weren't blue before. They were like green,
Straight green.
straight green, like big green. Like I'm like, okay, they were like glowing green. They weren't. They haven't glowed blue since season one, and that's when
That's when you fought Annie.
yeah, right. And he was talking about how he was going to 15-year-old Aaron was saying he wanted to destroy the entire world, even though he didn't know anything about the outside yet.
Yeah, he didn't. And like even when you went back to the manga and you saw that fight, there was nothing like that. So it was like, why was that exclusively for the anime and not in the manga. I always thought that was a really interesting choice that they made. So the fact that you've got like very similar looking eyes for Eren in the key visual, I'm like, huh, that's
This
like I'm
is
just getting a little speechless about it because it's.
this was no accident.
Hmm.
This was not. This is not an accident.
No,
This is obviously on purpose because. And why is this the key visual?
I wondered that too.
Like these people think they slick, but I'm onto them. I'm onto them. And about that panel in NYC, I don't take anything when he's take it with a grain of salt. I don't believe it.
No, I don't either.
He is very unreliable. He's lying. I don't care. I don't care what no one says. I don't care. I can get hate for this. I don't care. He is lying. I've been tweeting about I've been tweeting constantly lately. I don't know if you see.
I've been noticing.
Like I just because I'm like, let me come back because I have to say some things.
No, and it got me coming back too because I was like off the grid off for AOT for a while, and once I knew this was coming back, like the key visual kind of got me talking again. But then Isayama making some comments had me going like, all right, I gotta step back and like actually say some stuff because oh my god, the stuff this man is saying. Whew.
Yeah, he's like, oh well, all the questions. Okay, we didn't really get no heavy hitter questions though
No, we didn't.
because they were monitored and they were filtered.
Yeah,
The questions were watered down baby questions. So I'm like, okay, so we're not really getting any answers that we want. And if we did, they would be watered down answers.
they would be.
Like I feel like the only way to truly understand is if you had a one-on-one conversation with him himself.
That's what I was thinking.
Like nobody around, no editors, no security, no photography, just you and him alone.
Yeah,
And I feel like that would be the only way to get the true scoop with no one influencing him, no one telling him how to say this, what to say. You just talk to him yourself. I feel like that's the only way you're gonna get an answer.
it was also interesting just seeing how reserved he was too. Like he seemed like he was super nervous about how everyone was gonna react, given how the ending turned out.
Where like he seemed, I feel like he was holding back. That's the common thing I see with him in interviews. It just seems like he's holding back or he's trying not to say something.
Yeah, like I was getting that vibe the whole time, like as that whole panel was going on, and I was just like, I was like, he wants to say something, but he seems like he's just being restrained as to like what he can and can't talk about.
Huh. Everybody asking the same questions they already asked like 6 interviews ago. We already know, like, okay, about his favorite character. Okay, it changes every season, like, so that's like not consistent.
Mhm.
So they asked the same questions, like every question that was asked. I'm like, okay, we already know the answer to that. What y'all asking that for?
Right?
Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all trying to pad the time out? I'm so confused. But it's not, I guess it's not their fault. I guess it's the people that were like monitoring the questions fault.
That's what I
Like
was gonna say
do
too.
y'all not did y'all not like do y'all not do y'all research? Like he already answered that before.
Yeah, and my big thing was like this was like Isayama like coming back like after months of like being off the grid. So you would think, okay, we're probably gonna get something new, but really, he didn't really get anything.
I'm saying because like it's been months since he's been like since he's talked to the people, talked to the media. It's been months. So you would think he would have like something new to say or any new explanations or something new to bring to the table because he's had time to sit and let this set in and like and get his thoughts coherently and tell us, but no, nothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and on the record and say this. Everybody, everyone was jumping down my throat when I said when Isayama admits the ending was bad, and I put like a clip, like a meme.
I saw that. That was great, by the way.
It's true. They keep telling me, well, it's a good thing he didn't say that. Yes, he did though.
He did. I was like, did y'all not pay attention to what he said? He literally just said that.
That's the funny part. The funny part is Isayama is their Lord, God, and Savior, but they don't even listen to what he be saying. I'm like, okay. I'm like, y'all are some fake fans. How are you gonna sit here and come after me saying I didn't understand and that I'm a fake fan, but I'm actually listening to what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I'm like, guys, come on now. All you have to do is just pay attention for like 5 seconds, and you would have heard him say, he literally said he failed.
He did.
I don't understand. He said it multiple times.
In the same place.
Exactly. In interviews, he's like, I failed the ending. I'm like, we know, but your diehards, for some reason, they take what he says and like twist it into him saying, I don't know what they're twisting it into, but apparently I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I've seen a few like people like actually do that on Twitter too. Like, and I'm just sitting here going like, the guy said something, and y'all are making it something else. I'm like,
Right, like, hello? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, every time someone debunks or tries to debunk me on that, I literally tell them, I literally say this word for word. I thought Isayama was your God and Savior. I thought he was your prophet. Why? How do I know more about what he's saying than you?
I wish I knew the answer to that too, because even I'm just like, yeah. if that's really the case, then why, make a big fuss about it?
It's like, I don't know. It's like a weird fixation on wanting to make sure that in other people's eyes and in their eyes, AOT is top tier, 100% S tier. Nothing can break it down. The author is a god, and I don't know what their problem is. But I will admit, back in the day, I used to also be that way.
I was too.
I used to be biased. I used to be like, oh, AOT is S tier. Like, nothing can touch it. Nothing can ruin it. Nothing can do this. But then when you actually get knocked out by the ending and see reality, you're like, oh, well, shit. Well, something can ruin it. Something can, destruct. Like, yes.
No, and I remember we were talking about this in the last stream too, because I remember going through AOT, reading the chapters. I took a small break after 123 because I was out of town. Came back, read the chapters. 7 months without Eren, and when I realized that, I was like, is it just me or does something feel missing when Eren's on the picture?
Right.
Like, and I know it's not the first time it's happened because it happened during the Uprising arc in the manga and in Marley, but the biggest difference between those two arcs and the Rumbling is the fact that when we did get back, like, there was a huge payoff that we got in the end. And this one, we didn't get that at all.
Yeah. And another thing that kind of got me like, that kind of had me like, what? Was when he was like, oh, well, it was just certain things that I couldn't go too far with, because he wanted the manga to be more gruesome, but he didn't want it to get canceled. I found that to be very stupid because there are so many mangas out here that are way, way more bloody and gruesome and crazy, and they're doing numbers.
I mean, I was gonna say just look at Chainsaw Man right now.
That's what I'm saying. This was the first thing I thought of. I said, "Well, look at Chainsaw Man. They're doing amazing, and that shit is insane."
It
So,
is.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, and I mean, I know the anime right now, for television that's somewhat censored, and I'm just thinking like, if this is censored, I can't imagine what it's gonna look like uncensored.
Right. Wait, are they censoring it, or I thought they were just gonna go full blown and just say fuck it?
Well, I heard. Okay, I heard one scene got censored, and I'm thinking, is there anything else that was censored from the anime?
There is so much in that manga that either if you censor it, they're gonna have to censor a lot.
Yeah, right?
That manga crazy. But but yeah, well, from everything that was in AOC, I don't remember anything getting censored.
No.
Because she was like, I was holding back. Holding back for what?
Right.
Like, what was the point? Is that why we got what we got? Because you were holding back? Haha.
No, and like, it's really apparent, like, after Eren declares the rumbling, that like you notice like this huge tonal shift from the story.
Yeah.
Like you see it going one direction, and then the second you hit, I know some people like to say, well, up to 123 it's good. And I'm like, yeah, 123 is like it's good. Part of me wonders if 123 is somewhat where the issue lies too. Like it's just been me just thinking about it recently.
Right. The Declaration of War. I'll never forget the first time I read it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that. That was, well, it was probably one of the best moments I've ever read, because at the time, this is when I think I had got caught up to the anime, but then I didn't feel like waiting, so I was like, okay, well, let me read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read the Marley arc, and then the chapter of the Declaration, that when that came out and I first read it, I was like, oh my god, this is.
I lost my shit when that chapter dropped because I kept thinking back to how Eren was early on, and when he got to that point, I'm like, dude, he's grown up so much. Like
Right.
he's taking charge, he's making risks, and I'm like, you know what though? As far as seeing a character grow and develop, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Especially for a shonen protagonist too.
Right.
That also was a huge surprise for me.
That was a surprise for me too. That's why when I seen it, I was like, yo, this is hype. This is gas. Because I was like, usually a shonen protagonist is loud. A crybaby is annoying as fuck. But he was at first. But the thing is, Eren was more tolerable. In my opinion, I thought he was more tolerable. Because he took the loud and crying, and he took that, but he did it in a different way. Like, he was loud because he was angry. He was angry. There's like an anger in him that he just could not control and needed to release. That's why he was always so loud and just over the top, because he was angry.
Yeah.
It's because he was mad because he felt like the walls were a cage. He felt like a cow. He felt like cattle. That's literally what he said.
He did.
And he wanted to venture out. He didn't want to keep being behind the walls. He wanted to make a change. He wanted to see the outside.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah, he wants to keep moving forward. He wanted to see the outside. But when he got all that information from his dad and the memories and the future memories and all that stuff, when he got all that, it's like game plan changed quick.
It
So
did.
he had to like scrounge up, like, oh crap, we gotta. I mean, I still want to go outside, but now there's a different problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is an outside. There is actually an outside that no one knows about. And I have all this knowledge and no one else knows. See, that's what people don't understand. People just seem to forget that Eren was young as hell when he got all those memories. And when it all just came crashing at him at once. Because when he touched Historia's hand, everything just went just like that. Like, just came
like
to him.
Yeah.
He probably had no time to literally sit there and think, like, bro, what did I just see? You know?
It was like one event after another, and all that just went in his head. He's like, "What the hell?"
For real, like, if that's why he was looking like that. He was like, bro. He's like, does he go like an acid trip? Like, what is going on?
And here's the thing: Historia noticed that too. She was like, "Something's going on." What the
And she was like, are you okay? Like you good? No.
Nope.
I just seen like 16,000 memories. Like, I don't even know. And he went through a lot. And like, I think people were complaining about Eren being a quote unquote crybaby at first. They were complaining at first. Then Isayama changed it. He matured or whatever. But then they said, "Oh, Chadrin." I'm so confused. These people don't know what they want because
They really don't.
I was like, y'all, like, it's the same thing with AOT and Requiem. Like, the common criticism was apparently the latest chapter he wasn't edgy enough, but before that he was too edgy.
Right?
I'm confused.
I'm super confused. Like, I'm like, what do y'all want?
You know what they want? They don't want the they don't want this to happen. Even though which I never got why. It's always a different excuse. It's always, well, because they think that they're fixing the ending, or they think that they're better than Isayama. So
Anyway, it's not like that at all. Like, and I remember when they dropped like the first part, their whole intention was like, "Hey, we don't feel content with the ending, and that's obvious. We don't, and we're just making an ending that we want that satisfies us. That's it. It's not like they were saying, "Oh, we're doing this because we think we're better than Isayama." That's not true at all.
right, it's literally not true. They're just doing it in a way. They're just doing it to satisfy them. It's for fun. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what this whole thing is about. It's not about upstaging Isayama. Like, no, it's not about trying to take his fans or trying to make a new manga anime. No, it's not about that.
It really isn't.
Like, they think that, like, what y'all think we trying to do? Y'all think we trying to compete with him? We're gonna lose. We're not gonna be able to win against him. He's literally a multi-millionaire mangaka. Was it mangaka? I can't say it sometimes.
I think
He's
it's mangaka. I think it's
mangaka.
yeah.
He's literally a multi-millionaire mangaka. He literally got famous off of his series. No one's gonna be able to be like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna try to upstage you. No, unless you create your own thing and try to outsell him. But other than that, we're not gonna beat him, and that's so weird.
Like, there's a thing where you could say you got heavily inspired by Isayama. That you could do, but
Right.
to say I want to upstage him, no, that's impossible.
Right, that's impossible. He has like years and years and years in this industry. We have like what, a year or two?
Yeah, at most.
What can we do against him? Against a world-renowned multi-millionaire mangaka? I'm confused.
The
That's
guy
like,
took notes,
right.
like notes upon notes upon notes on how he wanted his story to flesh out,
Right.
and yet somehow we still ended up with the ending we got. Which I know people want to say it's the ending he planned out,
but it's not.
but what he said at the panel further confirms that even more. That
He literally said, the ending we got was not the original draft. He literally said that. He said that on multiple occasions.
As early as 2013, I remember because I mentioned it back, like on the last stream that he said in 2013 that I had to change the ending because the manga got super popular, and I was just like, come on, Isayama.
Which that just honestly,
that still bothers me to this day.
The fact that he said that, it just made me shake my head because that's really sad. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter how popular a work gets. If you want your work to end a certain way, you need to end it that way and call it a day. If people are mad, oh fucking well, go watch Black Clover, go watch freaking Naruto, go watch something else. Like, they were gonna. It doesn't matter how. They would have still liked I'm sorry, but they would have. They would have still liked it, even if he would have ended it the way he wanted to end it. They would have still liked it.
Yeah.
They probably would have been upset that a certain ship would have happened, but they still would have liked it though, because no matter what Isayama doesn't understand is no matter what he does, they're still gonna suck his dick anyway.
For real.
So I don't understand how he hasn't got that yet. Like, how have you picked up on that? No matter what you do, you can do whatever you want, and they will still literally flock to you. So I don't know how he hasn't understood that yet. I would have been using that to my advantage a long time ago. I'm like, oh, I can do whatever I want. These people will eat it up.
They will.
They will eat it up. I'm telling you. You can literally give them a chapter where Eren literally says, I don't know, like, he can do whatever he wants and they will eat it up. So I don't know. But I think that's sad of him to be like, oh well, it got too popular, so I changed it. I think that's because I don't know. I think that's sad because it's just like, if you as an author have to change your vision because your work got too popular, I don't think that's right. I think you should go with what you originally thought of.
Stick to your guns. Yeah.
Stick to what you were going to write originally, because what you were about to write was absolute. Well, that was beautiful. What you were about to write, it would have hit hard. It would have had all of us crying. It would have been like, bro, you know?
Like, shit would have got super real with what you were originally going to play. And I still remember he always quoted The Mist as his like biggest inspiration for what the original ending was. And if anybody hasn't seen The Mist, go check that movie out, because oh my god, when you watch that movie and you correlate that to what Isayama had planned, it's something.
Yeah, if you watch The Mist, yeah, because the ending of The Mist is very, very sad. But I mean, if he would have like tried to implement that into his story, it would have been that his series probably would have went down in history if he would have just kept going like that.
Yeah.
Like, because the ending that he wanted in the beginning, that shit would have been godly.
It would have.
If he would have just kept going. No, he got influenced by people and fans and got scared and backed out of it. And I'm like,
like, come on, my dude. You were right there on the cusp of greatness. We were this close. This close.
He's like, and that's how you know he changed the ending like last minute, because that's why everything did not correlate together when it came out. Because like, you can see in the beginning how the mist and all that other stuff was coming into play because everything had structure. But then at the end of the last couple chapters, you can see it started to turn around in circles. I'm like, wait, what are we doing?
Right?
Like, how can you have all that build up to one ending, but then like, oh, at the end, like, oh crap, I gotta try to scramble and make this work to change it. No, it's not gonna work because you have years of build up towards one thing. You can't just instantly just spin it. You can't do that.
Since 2009, right? I think that's when the manga started. Yeah, 2009.
Right. This was because he already knew how he wanted the anime to end when he first started it. He already knew how he wanted it to end.
Mm-hmm.
He already had that written out. Like all this, the rumbling and all that stuff, he already knew he wanted to do all that.
And he was super subtle about that too, like through his writing and everything. Like,
yeah,
that one conversation Eren had at the table before they graduated from the Scouts regiment. Like, he was talking about the armor titan, and if you go back to the manga and you look at Annie, she was directly looking at Bertold, and I was just sitting there going like, "This man." Like,
oh yeah, didn't Sasha also kind of like? I remember Sasha like it was at the table. I think it was it was a table scene, and Sasha was like, "Oh, there could be a traitor among us at any moment." And I think she was looking at I think she was looking at Ryder or Bell. She was looking at one of them or something like that.
you're right.
I
Yeah,
remember that. I was like, "Oh wow."
that was something else too. I remember I was just like, it really is crazy when you like just sit back and look at like all the clues that Isayama like laid out.
Oh, well, about the rumbling. I don't remember what chapter, but it was like way far away. But Armin actually mentioned the rumbling in a chapter, and they were scouts then.
It was like shortly after after the battle with the female titan, right? I think so. I
I
forget.
think it was like after the battle with Annie or whatever. But he mentioned something briefly of the rumbling. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's like volume 8. I don't remember the exact chapter number, but I know it's volume 8. So yeah, like he talked about like, you know what, maybe it's best that we just let out the Titans and just have them go on a long walk. And when you take that into perspective, it's like, well, I mean, that kind of came to fruition.
Or that literally happened. Let them go on a long walk and just stomp on everything in their path. That's crazy.
No, like even the scene with Grisha when he's like holding up the key to the basement, and and that was like as early as chapter 1. You correlate that to, was it 120? 120? It's either 120 or 121. I'm pretty sure it's 121. But one of those two chapters, like you had Grisha, like that exact same scene still happening. And when he's talking to Eren, he's talking to future Eren. And you make that correlation, and you're just left there just thinking like how far ahead did Isayama like map everything out? Because
That's what I'm saying. Like, he is too calculated of an author to just make this mistake. That's why I never believed it. I was like, no, there's something else happening. And then when you look at the 8 pages, I'm like, now this makes more sense.
the 8 pages, yeah.
I love the 8 pages.
I do. No, it's funny when I bring up the 8 pages. I'm like, look, 139 is absolutely trash. No one's going to deny that. But I will say those 8 pages, I don't want to say they salvaged it, but it definitely was like a karma to all the EDs. Yeah, we're just going to have them talk No.
Right. Then the 8 pages. I love the 8 pages.
I love
Because when they dropped, everybody lost their shit.
they did no, and I said this months before the ending happened. I'm like, hey, any scenario you have Eren lose, whether he does it willfully or like dies trying and the Alliance wins, Parody's screwed. Like there's no getting around that.
Exactly. No amount of talking will save us, Harmon. And as you can see in the 8 pages, or no, it wasn't 8 pages, was it 139? I don't know. But I think
Yeah.
Armin was going to talk to these people at this big like conference, I guess. And you can see how everyone's face is just like, this is pointless.
Yeah, right.
You see their faces, like look at Peak, look at John and them. They just look like they're just looking like, why are we even here? Like this is so pointless. They're not gonna listen to us.
They're not.
Like no matter what we say, they're still gonna think of us as threats. And even though the Titan curse is gone, there are no more Titans, they're still going to think of us as threats because of all that history that we don't have anything to do with, but
Hmm.
it's like racism. It is basically what it is. It's racism. Like no amount of talking and protesting and all this other stuff, they will still be racist towards them just because of the past.
Right.
The only way that they can get out of that is either they, like, I don't know, mind control them, manipulate them, or like Aaron had in mind, kill them.
Yeah.
Is either killed or no, it's either kill or be killed. And
Yep.
he
Either
chose,
be
I'm
killed or
killing
killed.
them. I mean, it is what it is. You can get mad about that all you want. Let's save the world. Yeah, let's save the world that doesn't like you.
No, and Aaron pointed out to Armin exactly because Armin was. I forget. It was shortly after when Sasha died, and Armin was talking about like we're able to talk and everything, and Aaron brought it up to him. He was like, "Hey, you think they're gonna like woefully just say, yeah, let's talk and everything? That's not gonna work, Armin. The outside world already views us as monsters. So we need to do what we can to hold down the fort."
Right,
It was something along those lines, but
right. Like you think it's just some ABC 1, 2, 3? Like no, they're not going for it, and that's y'all got to use y'all brains for a second. It doesn't matter if we save the world, Connie. Doesn't matter if we do that. It doesn't matter if we save their life. They're still gonna hate us at the end of the day. So it's either, you know, like they'll probably try to kill y'all in y'all sleep if y'all let them.
for real.
And you mean to tell me, yeah, you want me to save them? Oh no, no, no! They don't even like me. Why would I try to help them?
It's only 20% of the world. Yeah, that 20% was gonna come back. And what do
Mm.
you know? They came back.
Exactly, they came back. I mean, they were like 20%. I'm like, well, if you really think about it, 20% is still a lot. Like,
It
did you
is.
did you forget that people can make babies? People can grow that number?
They experienced that trauma.
Exactly. And they and the thing is, oh, this is a good point what I'm about to say. The
Hmm?
thing is, they saw what their comrade, aka friend, attempted to do to them. Do you really think they are just going to be like, oh, yep, we like y'all now? What?
No, that's not how it was gonna work.
Like, are you just because y'all saved us? Oh yeah, we like y'all. Like, no. Do you not see what your friend just did to us? That man literally stomped over my children.
Well, yeah, like there was no way a Naruto situation was gonna work. Like, oh, Sasuke did this. Now I'll deal with them.
Like, no, this ain't no Sasuke leaves and comes back and everyone's like, oh my god, he's back. Like, no, bro, this is not that.
It's not.
This wasn't just gonna be like, no, oh, let's just turn over a new leaf. Like, no, bro. He killed my babies. Did you not see the baby that was being held up in the air that got stomped on? The baby literally got stomped on.
It did.
Everyone got stomped on. Like, that man was playing soccer with these people's bones. Like, what do you mean? You think they're just gonna get over it that easily because a group of idiots saved their life when it was their friend that they couldn't stop? Yeah. Okay.
And then there's Jean too. Like, I felt so bad for the situation Jean got put into because he just wanted to mind his own damn business. The rumblings happening, everyone's saying do this. I'm just gonna mind my own business and not even focus on that. Like, Hanji like literally guilt tripped him. And I'm sitting here going like, come on now.
Right.
If anything, Jean should have betrayed the alliance.
Right. Because he was the only one questioning. He was like, well, I mean, honestly, is it really bad what Aaron's about to do? I mean, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, he said it himself.
Right. He was like, I mean, it sounds like a good idea to me. Like, because it is a good idea. I don't care. No one else has any ideas. What else could we have done? That's what I always ask the ED. I always ask them this. What else could we have done? Please tell me.
Eren says that himself to Hanji, like, what other options do we have left?
Right. Because talking obviously isn't going to work. Obviously.
They waited 4 years for a solution. Eren gave them that time frame. Okay, technically 3.5 years, technically, because I know there was a 10-month gap between when they got to Marley and then when they got back to parody. But, you know.
Yeah, he gave them time. I think didn't he say he gave them time too?
He did.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, because he was like, I gave y'all time to come up with an idea, come up with a plan. Y'all, excuse my French here, but y'all niggas didn't do it. So I have to do it myself.
He was like, all right, let's find the solution. Let's figure out what we can do. What were y'all doing? Just talking with them. Like, that wasn't going to solve everything.
3.5 years of just speaking. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to start taking action because no one else is doing anything. And while y'all sitting here talking, they're outside because they're already ahead of us in technology. They got cars.
They did.
They have cars. They're already ahead of us. Technology. They have guns and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, we are way behind. And y'all up here talking. While y'all talking, they're just getting smarter and stronger and smarter and stronger.
And the fact that they were like, yeah, we can't do anything to save his story. I'm like, are you for real?
Mm.
I'm like, it's like, yeah, we know it'll do we know this will benefit us in the long run, but sacrificing the future generation. And Eren was the only one who stood up and said, I'm not having that shit.
Right. He's like,
No. Everyone was like, oh, man, it feels sad about what's happening in Astoria. Eren said, fuck no. Legit. Right. That's what he said.
He did not want her to. He didn't want her to do that. He was like, nope. I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it.
And he said that multiple times too. Like when he also talked to Honda the second time, like, do we really have to sacrifice her?
Right. Like her out of all people? Nah. I can't do that. It's funny, like every single time. And then people love bringing up, oh my God, they never even spoke. They never even done this. They never even done that. Okay. But you can't sit here and say that he didn't care about her because that's bull.
She's literally the only one who saved him from the depths of hell when he was like, no, I'm done.
Right.
Like, he went through PTSD when he found out what Grisha did.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, she's the one who told him, like, keep living.
Right.
Like,
She
who
kind of
gives a
had that
shit?
same mentality of keep moving forward.
Yeah. Like,
Ooh.
who gives a shit about humanity, you know? If anything, she's the one that kind of put that ideology on him.
Right. That's why it makes sense for her to be okay with the rumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
No, like, no, because that's what I've been thinking about recently. And it's like, okay, yeah, but she was completely against it when she had that conversation with him. And the thing I've always told people is that was her Krista persona showing up. That's the whole reason why you had that face with the story, is because you had this aspect of her that she always had, and it was one of those things where you're like, okay, so she kind of reverted back a little bit. So, kind of like how in the cave scene where Historia saved Aaron's life, he's the one giving her the favor now. Like, no, let me save your life this time, because I know what these guys are gonna do to you. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Right. Wow. It's crazy.
No, especially when she's the one who talks to him specifically, not the farmer, not anyone from the scouts. She specifically talks to Aaron. What do you think about me having a child? And the way Isayama drew that panel too was another thing.
Right. The scenery and you can tell that scenery, but you can tell it meant something because look at how it was drawn and the sunset and even in the anime it looks in the anime it's not doing the EDs any favors. It's not doing them any favors because in the anime it just looks like well like not worse but like you know what I mean
Yeah,
like it's more beautiful. You got, the clouds all pink and the sunset going down and the birds, and it's a very beautiful scene. It's beautiful.
I actually got really worried when we were getting closer to 130 getting adapted, because I was like, they could throw in some anime original stuff into 130 just to make it more palatable, but
But they didn't.
they didn't. They went beat for beat.
Bro. That's why I was like, because I thought they were just gonna throw in some anime only things to make it work, but no,
They didn't.
they did not.
Yeah.
Every there has been honestly, I think everything so far has been true to the manga. There has been a couple of changes here and there, but they're minor. Like if you blink, you'll miss them.
Yeah, they're really, really subtle things that
Right. Like I
they're
think Armin and Annie were supposed to be talking on the boat, but it was just Mikasa staring up at the sky. Oh,
yeah, that I think that was that I think the arrangement of how things happen, because I know in 123 you had that flashback with her and Aaron, but in the anime they changed it to where she's on the boat and she's thinking about it, which I was like, okay,
right.
I mean, it's still a good scene. I'm not gonna sit here and say, great. It's the 123 scene, because the EMs like to always bring up, oh, look at how romantic that is. The guy is literally in pain about what he's about to do, and y'all are taking it as like, oh, he's just trying to express his feelings out to her.
That man is depressed. That man, he honestly looked like he didn't want to have anything to do. But anyway, but I mean, yeah, that was like kind of like when he got drunk with them and stuff. that was like his kind of like his last hurrah before.
He did what he was about to do.
Yeah. That was his last, like, oh, I'm hanging out with you guys one last time.
It
They
was
didn't
fun.
even know that. They didn't even know
No, they didn't.
that.
No, and the way when everyone showed up, like when he asked Mikasa the question and she was like family, and then when like Jean, Connie, and Levi and Haji, actually I don't know if they were there, but I know most of them were there, and Aaron said perfect timing, so he saw what he saw. It's playing out exactly the way he saw the vision.
Right. What do you understand what people were talking about? Like the AOE theories were talking about Mikasa's answer was supposed to be different or something in the anime, but it was the same. I can't explain that. I have no idea what they be talking about when they talking about that.
Not
Like
sure if it's
so a part of AOE her answer was supposed to be different?
I I know one of the big theories that was going to happen was you were going to have an overlap between his conversation with Mikasa and his conversation with Historia.
Hmm.
Like when he tells Historia, "You're the one who saved me," and then when it comes to Mikasa, it was going to be like a transition to where he asks Mikasa like, "Is it because I saved you?" That's one of the theories that was going around, but I think that's as far back as I can remember. Which I'm not gonna lie, would have been interesting to see how that would have played out. But
Hmm.
I don't know. How did you ultimately feel about the way the last episode uh, played out of part two? I should say.
Right. Shit crazy. All we gotta do is wait. I mean, how long we gotta wait till?
Did they drop a release date yet?
I don't know. Everybody keeps saying spring, and I'm like, I don't think it's spring.
I mean, the only bit of information I knew of was that it was going to be 2023.
Yeah, I know it's I know it's coming next year, like 2023, but I just don't know like what day. What day. I don't know what month.
Yeah, the only thing they're saying is it's just been confirmed to be on air for 2023 with no release date specified.
Right. We know it's coming soon, but we just don't know. I know that Tenza keeps saying until spring comes.
I mean, it'd be fitting technically,
It
but
would be.
part of me wonders though, like how long is part three going to be? Because there's only 9 chapters.
It can't be too. People are AOE theorists are speculating. I think I think if it passed a certain amount of episodes, then we won or something like that. But
Yeah,
I think they're saying maybe 13. I think people did the math and like they did the chapters or whatever, and they kind of did the math of how many episodes it would be.
yeah,
Because it's 20, the max amount of time in an anime episode is 24 minutes. So,
that's excluding the ending and the opening songs too.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be. Can't be too many.
I mean, if they go out and say it's gonna be like 16 episodes, I'm gonna be like, for 9 chapters?
Yeah, that's a lot. That must
Right?
mean you have like a lot of anime only content. Anime only content.
Mm-hmm.
AOE.
AOE.
AOE. People keep asking me, am I a Hope Chat or am I honestly, I don't know what I am.
I feel like I'm like somewhere in the middle.
Right.
I feel like that's where I sit with AOE.
Right. Like I don't do I think it's gonna happen? It could. It's a possibility of it happening. because there are a lot of coincidences that have not been explained, and they're just things that are very odd. But do I think it's gonna happen? Maybe. If it doesn't, then I mean we're still right about him being a sellout and him being trash. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, like this is the definition of someone who saw what the fans were saying and gave up.
No, and he admitted to that too. Like I remember he's talked about that the closer he got to the series ending, like the harder it was to like look at like the reception of the fan base. And that's another thing I want to talk about too is that like as an author, I feel like it's good to get response from your fans like how they feel, but I don't think you should dictate the direction your story goes because well they're not liking it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because I know that was like really prevalent when the uprising arc was happening in the manga, and I was just like, come on, guys, it's not that bad. Okay, yeah, sure, there's not that much Titan action, but honestly speaking, if you look at War for Parody, how much Titan action was actually there?
Right.
That's why that argument really never made that much sense to me.
People just want something to complain about.
Mm.
They just want something to complain about, but they won't complain about bad writing. Oh no. That's just out of the question.
Bad writing, Aaron whining to Armin
About a bit. Okay. Oh.
about Mikasa.
Have you ever, can someone please tell me, have you ever seen, now I don't want to see no scene of him whining because we have many of that, but have you ever seen a scene of Aaron crying about a girl? No. Short
None
answer.
whatsoever.
Short answer. No.
No.
This is his first and only time doing that.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
No, like, okay. The only time there was ever a woman that he talked about, okay, if we're excluding Historia, it was his mom.
Right. And that was his mama. So of course he ain't gonna cry about her like that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be with me. Like, no, nigga. Okay. He was crying because his mother died, but in the last chapter, apparently he killed his mom. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I actually, you know what's funny? I actually made an edit of that scene, and I retweaked the dialogue. I don't know if you saw it, but
I think I did. I probably did.
it's in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Right here. I'll try to send it over to you.
Like, ah, yes.
There we go.
I could probably hop on my computer and look at it.
These guys are still arguing in the comment section. What the hell?
Bruh. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I find it. I don't know if I click that if it'll kick me out of StreamYard. I'm not sure. Let me see. Find out.
Oh. It kicked you out, huh?
Yeah, it did. But that's okay. Oh shit. Yeah, but yeah, I see determinism in your comments. You know determinism?
Yeah.
That he's everywhere.
He is.
He is so annoying. Everything I post, he's there. I'm like, leave me alone.
Right?
Like he's just determined to just defend that ending and defend his god anime.
He's like, oh yeah, like, are you insinuating that he purposely killed his mom? I'm like, well, what other way do you want to take it? He
I mean,
literally took control of Dinah and just said, go the other direction.
he literally said he sent. Oh my god. He literally did y'all not read the chapter? Like, oh my god.
It was right there.
Bro, I'm starting to question. Did they even read it? And they saying that, oh, you just didn't read it or you just didn't understand. No, it looks like you did it because it seems like you guys are missing basic story. Y'all are missing the basic story.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally taking canon material, tangible evidence, and you're like, no, that's wrong. How is it wrong when it's right here in black and white? Literally.
Legit. It's all right there.
It's just you are being delusional.
And people will like to throw in the argument, oh, you just don't like it when Eren cries. I'm like, no.
Or no, you're just an Eren suit. Well, I am, but that doesn't mean anything.
No. And if anything, 131 like hit me to the core when I read that shit. And the man was crying there too.
Oh, you just like Eren and Historia. Child, that don't got nothing to do with the story itself.
No.
That's just like an insult, I guess. In their eyes, it's an insult. Y'all are delusional. And that's all I have to say.
Really are.
Like, y'all have, like, literally at that panel that Isayama did, I literally tweeted this out. I said, y'all have successfully taken Isayama's words and twisted it into your own narrative. Good job.
Didn't one of the EMs do that? Like, because I remember like this happened the night of, but somebody was like going after like Browns and what they were talking about, and they were like, that's not what they were saying. I'm like, that's literally what was talked about. What?
Oh, they so stupid. They like I said, they have taken his words, twisted it, and just deluded themselves into believing whatever they want to believe. These people have successfully became clowns, and it's crazy. I can't believe it. Can't believe my eyes.
I'm so surprised they're being as relentless as they are. I'm like, it's been like a year and a half now, and they're still going at it.
And they're still going. They're still strong. They're still advocate about this. We're wrong and they're right. That's why I really need AOE to happen. Because if it happens, these people are going to cry. And I want to see it. I know their first thing is going to be, y'all bullied Isayama into changing the ending. Shut up.
Matter of fact, do you remember like the anime only's reaction like after I forget which episode it was, but like after Eren said he was like gonna wipe out all of humanity like outside the island? Like the people talk like all the anime onlys, I can't say all of them. Most of them, from what I remember, was like, what's going on?
And you wanna know how it's funny? All of the anime only think Eren's the dad. You wanna know why?
Enlighten me.
You wanna know why? Because it's set up like that on purpose.
For real.
Y'all think this is just a coincidence? Y'all think that these people are just trolling? No, bro. Because it's written that way. It is coded that way. That's why they think he's a dad.
What do you think about me having a dad? Next scene in Marley, relentlessly you see Eren chop off his leg in pain. The second she said that, it's like, come on.
Right, and like, why is he thinking about that at right now? Why is he thinking about that right now? Why? Why?
He's thinking about that when his brother's talking to him about Mikasa's feelings.
Right, like, why are you thinking about a whole other girl? Like, what's happening right now? Like, he got Zook over here talking about, oh, it's not because of her acrobat instincts. It's because she literally loves you. No one, Eren, staring off in his face, thinking about a whole different female.
Uh-huh.
Like, yo, that makes sense.
The only one who actually... Okay, it's not to say Mikasa didn't make an impact, because I think she did when he saved her. But outside of that... Like, no offense, actually, no, I can't say that. Yeah, but sorry to say for Mikasa, but she didn't really make that big of an impact.
She didn't make like an impact of love towards him,
Mm-hmm.
but someone else did.
Yep.
Zook's over here talking about love, and the first thing he thinks of, oh, Historia. Like there's no coincidence. It was planned.
It was all and you know what's also funny? That's also the end of volume 32. So a part of me wonders also if it even changed after that.
And the thing is, we never got his answer.
That was the strangest part too. Like she asks him that question and you get nothing.
And Zeke also, I like calling him Zook, but Zook also said, well, what's your answer?
Nothing. Literally says nothing.
It was I like the way that chapter was like structured. It was kind of like, he was like, oh, what will your answer be, or something like that, and then Historia asked the question in the flashback. Oh my god.
Like it sounded so meta too, the way how it was structured. Like
It was beautifully structured.
it was.
It was amazing. I was like, oh my god. He was like, what will your answer be? I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. We never got the answer.
Man, I still remember Twitter went into like a huge meltdown. This is like the second that chapter dropped.
They're like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Bro, I swear to God. They're like, oh, Eren would never date a white girl. Well, sorry to break it to you, but because it is white.
And also, if you notice the scene when Hanji's like accusing him, like she's trying to get him to talk. Second his story gets brought up, he starts lashing out at her.
Right, because he wasn't talking to her at first. He was literally staring in the mirror, looking stupid. He was like, no. Mm-mm. But then he said, oh, I thought you wanted to say Historia. Well, what do you guys say? Whoa, whoa. Like, calm down. It's funny how as soon as she brings a Historia, this man starts screaming.
I love the little addition they did in the anime where he threatened Hanji to a point where he looked like he was about to transform. I was like, oh god.
Right. Like the sparks. It's like, I was like, oh Lord.
I was like, this man's playing for keeps.
Right. This man, like, y'all better stop talking about my wife. Leave her out of it.
Right?
Right. And it's funny how Hanj knew to bring Historia up to get a reaction.
Yeah.
She knew to bring her up to get a reaction out of him.
Funny you never had Armin have that either.
Right.
Even though, like, literally, like, right before they're to get the medals, right? Like like Eren, Mikasa, Armin are there, um, because like they haven't seen his story in a while, right? And then Aaron's like just embarrassingly scratching the back of his head, like smiling directly at her, and Armin like notices that.
Right? He's like,
He's like, "You've never done that before."
right, like when you start doing that. And then, when he asked her and he was like, when he asked her, he was like, "Oh, you seem happy," and stuff like that. And he smiled because she was smiling, and then Hans turned around like, like, this is weird, y'all.
Like, what's going on here?
Like, what's up with y'all two? What's going on here? Because in the anime, they made it even more like, Hans was like suspicious of them. They made it even more apparent.
They did.
Because how she was staring off in the background, she was like looking at them like,
Like, what's this?
like this is suspicious. Like that motherfucker, he haven't smiled in a while, but she making him smile.
He made him smile, even when he straight up told her, like, "No, you're not gonna go with us and sacrifice the story." Like Hanji paid attention, like he's super defensive. What the hell?
Yeah, he jumping out his seat, literally. Like this man jumping out his seat. Like, no. I'm like, like, why are you getting so defensive? And
What's going on here?
how he was willing to sacrifice his life to save her when they were younger. He was like, well, if no one else is gonna help her, I will. I'm like,
No, and it's funny because if you, and this is what I loved about that, because if you go back to the uprising arc, when it's like after they get out of the caves, right? So they're getting back to the walls, or one of the walls, I should say, and Levi was asking Aaron, like, "What are you gonna do?" And Aaron made the same decision his story was gonna make, and says, "I'll sacrifice myself." And she's the one that said, "We're not gonna do that."
right. Oh my god! Oh, it's another thing that happened in the anime with season 4 is when when Aaron sent that message to all the people in the past, when he sent that message to them.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, what the fuck was this?
Wait, say that again. I think.
Oh, my bad. You know how in the anime season 4,
Uh-huh.
how Aaron sent that message to the past.
That's weird.
Bro, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, I hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember in season 4 how Aaron wanted to send that message to all his people
Hmm.
in the paths?
Yeah.
How his story was there?
Yep.
She wasn't there in the manga, but she was there and in her chair, pregnant as ever, looking up like she already knew what he was talking about.
Hmm.
Makes sense to me.
The same eyes too, literally.
Right. She was like, "Oh, here we go. It's coming. It's starting."
I didn't see no farmer standing next to her either.
No, it was just her. That was it. That's an anime only scene because that didn't happen in the manga.
Yeah.
Well,
I think a lot of people assume that the pregnant woman who was standing that we didn't see from the back, that I think a lot of people assume that was her.
But I don't know. But I'm like, but this time there's more emphasis on her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little odd.
A little too odd.
Little too weird, if you ask me.
Also, sorry to say it's for all the EDs and EMs, but where exactly is the "see you later" scene in the anime?
Nowhere,
Remind me about that.
nowhere to be found. I'm still looking for it. I don't see it.
And that's as early as chapter 1. You mean to tell me that they were like, nah, scene's not that important. A scene that pivotal in the ending of the story, and it's not there whatsoever.
I'm sensing BS. Like, because I'm still looking for the see you later. That has not been brought up at all because it didn't happen in the anime. Even from the episode 1, it didn't happen. It hasn't happened.
It really hasn't.
Like, y'all don't think that's weird how that hasn't happened?
This late in the story, yeah.
And we know that the see you later matters in the manga because it got thrown back in at the end. So we know it matters.
But then I thought about how like that first episode started too, with
Right.
where Aaron's like just sitting against the tree and he's like getting those flashes,
Right.
and I'm just like, that wasn't in the manga either.
That wasn't because Eren in the manga, he woke up peacefully, like he was just sleeping, right? But
Mhm.
then in the anime, that man had a whole nightmare.
He woke up thinking like, what did I just see?
Right? Like it was like, he just saw his mom die and all that stuff. He was like, bro.
Makes me wonder, did Aaron send something to his past self like right before Mikasa like decapitated him?
Probably. Wait a fucking second.
What?
My brain just exploded. Say that again.
I'm saying, did Aaron like send something to like his past self like right before Mikasa decapitated his head?
Bro, my brain just exploded.
What are you thinking?
Okay. Isn't this also like AOE? Like ties back into AOE?
You're right.
Because if Aaron sent something to himself before Mikasa decapitated him,
Hmm.
that means that the anime Aaron, that's why he woke up like that. Because he's getting all this flashes and this crazy stuff that's about to happen soon.
Hmm.
So he woke up like, oh my god! But that's Aaron giving him the basically the keys to success and telling him like, bro, I'm gonna need you to do it right this time because I failed. Okay.
And he cried in the first chapter too. And Mikasa's like, "Why are you crying?" That scene wasn't in the first episode either. So I was like,
Right.
that's another thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, because tears was coming out his eyes, and Mikasa was like, "Why are you?"
Yeah, why are you crying? It's like okay, that's here, but all of a sudden in the anime, he gets those flashes and
And what?
nothing. Like
Oh,
no tears.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. He wasn't. He was just like, "Whoa!" Like he just woke up like like that. I'm like, like it wasn't no. He wasn't crying. He just woke up out of like a badass dream,
Hmm.
a very long dream. Hmm.
Makes me wonder about a few things.
Right. He's like, I just had a long dream.
Did he mention the long dream part in the anime? I don't think he did, right?
I don't remember him saying that, but if he did, a long dream. That is crazy.
I just blew my own mind with what I just said too, with Eren sending stuff to his younger self, because oh my god, if that's what we're going off of, then
My mind is blown.
theoretically speaking, this is technically a continuation of the manga.
Right.
Theoretically.
Basically, like, if we, oh Lord, if we
Yeah.
get to if we get to the anime and we see, let's just say, it plays out how the manga did, but like, it's just like a nah. Like, this is what we're not gonna do. Like, basically, like, this is what happens. This is what's gonna happen if we do this way, and we're gonna fucking fail. Basically,
Yeah.
and Aaron's like, I can't do it that way this time. And he
Like
just,
he knew a decision that led to, and like
I feel like the EMs, they gonna think they won, but then like it's gonna be that extra episode. But okay, well I thought it was over. Why do we have more episodes?
yeah, right. I'd literally be like Aaron and Marlon, just be like, hey, you know what the man says? Just keep moving forward until all y'all are gone.
Right, exactly.
I need to see the Warhammer Titan like actually come into play here with the final battle too, because we went through all that trouble,
Right.
get the Warhammer Titan, killing Willie, just for two things: letting Eren escape, and
Right. He literally ate the Warhammer Titan, did all that. He literally ate the Warhammer Titan. Literally used the Jaw Titan like a nutcracker to literally eat it. We did all that, and you didn't even you know what?
I mean, who's to say Eren's still not back on the island?
Right, he could be. He could be anywhere. He could be under your nose.
And I know EDs will be like, but isn't the Warhammer Titan supposed to have like a long cord that's attached to it? It's like, technically speaking, yeah, but we are also talking about the founding Titan too.
Right. Because you got to remember, the founding Titan. That's the Titan that is sought after because I think it's the most strongest.
Mm-hmm.
And Eren has it. So y'all got to remember that the founding Titan can do different things. There's probably so many things that the founding Titan can do that we don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a whole world of possibilities that haven't even been explored with the founding Titan.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that's kind of got me like, another thing that's kind of bad about the ending is just like there is so much that the founding Titan that we don't know about the founding Titan.
And the way the founding Titan was utilized in the manga too, like some of its abilities were cool, but I feel like there was a lot more it could have done.
It's just a lot of things that are unanswered, a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of questions. But don't worry, the anime will fix that.
Wasn't it also a little convenient that the fight happened and no one like got burned or anything?
Right.
That's another thing that bothered me too. Like the more I think back on it, because you go back to like other fights, there's like risk, there's like sense of danger.
Right.
And it's not to say it wasn't there in the final fight, but when you really like sit back and take it as a whole, there really wasn't any.
Right. Mm-mm-mm. And I love how no one died.
That's my favorite part about it. No casualties.
No one died. Not a single soul. An anime about death, suffering, but no one died at the final battle. Makes sense, right?
That should have been like where the most casualties happen,
Right.
in my personal opinion.
And then someone wants to get in my comments and tell me, oh, well, Tokyo Avengers had a no one died ending. But what y'all fail to realize is Tokyo Avengers, that was the whole point.
Hmm.
The whole point was Takemichi was supposed to save everybody. That was
Everybody,
the
yeah.
point.
That was the
And,
point.
and he did what he did. He got what he wanted. That's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Duh. That's what people don't understand. They try to tell me, and then this one person try to say, well, ALT's ending was a masterpiece because it wasn't a Mickey Mouse ending, but it was. But it was. No one died. They got to live their life. They Parody didn't get bombed until after all them died.
No, not even that, but like even like the warrior's parents survived too. And I'm just like, are you for real?
Like Annie's dad, he was still alive, still well. Well, I was like, how did he not die? Like, hello, where were you at?
The irony of see what would have been super ironic too is that like Annie wanted to go back to her dad. She sees her dad that 1 second, and then next thing you know, he's gone. So it's like you technically got what you wanted, but karma's a bitch at the end of the day.
Sad.
I still tell EDs that like, okay, if you wanted an ending where they survived, I would say at the very least all the abnormal titans should have like dissolved away.
Right.
The shifters being alive is one thing, but even the ones that don't have the ability to turn back into titans, like, no. And people, and when I brought that up to someone, they were like, isn't that kind of the same thing? I'm like, no, because think about who's not a shifter by the time you get to 138. You have Connie, Jean, who else was there, and Gabby, right? 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have it to where okay, you defeat Eren, you still have some casualties. It's like 3 people. It's like okay, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I can't believe Isayama got up there and said, I don't even remember what happened in my own story. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Wait, what was that?
He literally got up there and said that it's been so long with AOT, he don't even remember what happened. Oh, makes sense. I can tell.
You know, someone also asked him about whether he was going to start a new series, right?
Hmm.
And he mentioned he has no plans, which is interesting because prior to the ending, he said he had like a dark comedy series in mind.
Hmm.
And I was like, but didn't you say you had something in mind?
Hmm. He be lying.
Right?
That's what I said. I don't trust him. I literally tweeted that out. I said I don't trust a thing he said. That nigga be lying.
I don't trust me right now.
That man is lying.
Strange.
Oh my. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
that
imagine how
man
this
is
might would actually
telling
turn out.
lies. Telling.
Huh? Wait, what was that, Jada? I think it cut off again.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say go ahead with what you were gonna say.
I was like, I said he's telling lies, fibs, tall tales.
Right? Gotta wonder.
Eren, it's okay, guys. AOE's gonna happen.
Watch it go almost accordingly. Like, let's say, like, up to 137. Then you get 138. Boom, Berserk Titan shows up. That would be something. Like, holy shit.
Gonna get
Yeah.
the champagne out if it happens.
Oh,
Gonna pop champagne if it happens. Bruh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about my friends in this group chat. They're like,
Oh. It's a whole host of directions where AOE can actually happen.
it's okay. AOE is gonna happen. AOE question marks? Also, how he was looking all different. Oh shit. Oh. Also, how he was looking all different. When he went to the paths in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked like he'd been there. He looked like he'd been there before.
The way he's looking, dude, he's like, is this like wait, you're making it sound like you've been here before.
Right. He is like, this place? What do you mean, this place?
like what are you
That man,
talking about?
he been there before. He's seen that already.
He knows.
He knows what this place is. He didn't look shocked at all. He was like, oh.
Yeah, no, like compare his reaction in the manga to how he is in the anime. Like he's not even phased.
Right, in the manga, he has his mouth agape in the manga. He's like, where am I at? I think he even asked where he was.
Yeah.
But in the manga, not manga, in the anime, he didn't ask any of that. He was just like, oh, I think I've seen this place before.
It's like, what is this place?
But in the anime, he ain't asking no questions. She was just like, this place. Oh. Like he already been here.
He already knew.
He already been here. And then when he was like, that scenery, when he said that scenery, he looked mad.
Yeah, which was totally different in the manga. Because in the manga, he looks like he talked about it like it was like this mystic presence, but in the anime, he's like, yeah, that scenery. I was like,
Right. Because in the manga, he looked like he was hopeful for that scenery or something.
mm-hmm.
Like he didn't know what it was, but he was hopeful that it was beautiful or that it goes his way. But in the anime, he's like, that scenery, I don't like that scenery. I don't think I like that too much.
It's like that scenery. What scenery? Oh, you know, the one where Mikasa's about to decapitate my head.
Right.
If that's the scenery, oh my god, I'm gonna laugh.
For real, like what? Because that scenery, that never got explained. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what the scenery is, but I guess we about to find out. Hopefully.
Get a 138T. You have the moment with Eren and Mikasa, but the dialogue's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, everything's turning out almost as I've seen it. what do you mean? Almost.
Like,
It's
we're
like
like,
I've been here before.
like, what do you mean? Like everything's just falling into place. All the puzzle pieces are coming together.
And I realized that was a mistake. It's like, you guys are you guys are gonna continuously fight and kill me. And this whole thing goes back in a certain loop.
Right,
I'm not having that
right,
at all.
right. He's like, I'm gonna save us. I'm gonna do what old me could, what old me couldn't, what other timeline me couldn't. I'm gonna do it.
You know what would be kind of ballsy too is if Eren tells her, he's like, yeah, and the first thing I unfortunately have to do is kill you.
I'm like, unfortunately, no. I'm sorry, but this is the only way. Like,
Can you imagine the 80s reaction? Like, they would lose their shit. Like,
right.
hold on, that didn't happen in the manga. I'm like, because it's not the manga.
It's like, well, this is the anime, baby. This is the anime, baby. He's like, I'm sorry, but you have to go.
He's like, a loss is a loss.
It's like, it is what it is. This is for the sake of us. Sorry, Mikasa.
He tells her Armin's ideology isn't going to work. It's only going to lead it into ruins.
You're right. But
Imagine the last thing he tells her is like, and this is my chance to fix all this. Fix all the wrongdoings.
right. So Mikasa.
Mikasa says, I don't know. And Eren's like, then I'll just keep moving forward until I
Right,
kill all my
right.
Oh my god. You know, that would be sick, actually.
That would be.
Like, that's how the episode ends, too. Like,
Like, so I'll just keep moving forward.
and like, we're in AOE territory now.
Right, for real. That was just like, oh shit. Like, oh shit.
I'd be live tweeting that whole episode. I'd be like, oh shit. Y'all guys see this?
Like, guys, look. He's like, well, so I'll just keep moving forward. Like, and your answer is, well, I'll just keep moving forward.
Oh man. I know anime always will have a field day with that too.
Right, they'll be like, oh my god, this is crazy. EDs and EMs gonna be mad and they're gonna be crying on Twitter.
Like, what happened? I'm like, technically y'all already won. Y'all have the manga.
Right, but they want to see it animated so they can make the little edits. But not today.
No.
No.
It's not how it's gonna work.
Sorry. It's time to grow up and see the light.
The light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Like, come on now, let's stop being delusional and let's wake up.
Imagine Mikasa the one that brings up the pregnancy with Astoria.
Bruh.
And Eren's like, I know.
There. That would be funny. Oh no.
That would be pretty funny actually too.
Really, I already know. I'm like, what do you mean you already know?
Don't you know she's about to give in to labor? It's like, labor? I'm like, isn't she still like 1 month away? I'm like, nope. How do you know that?
Hey, how do you know? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
And then she starts piecing it like, no way.
He's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Oh, because we know Eren's counting the days of when his child is about to be born.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's keeping count.
Straight up.
That man, like, oh, she got like 36 days left. Okay, bet. I got to make this work real quick.
That's why he reacted too. He's like, uh-oh. He's like, any minute now, that child's gonna be born.
Probably, and then I think people were like questioning if Eren would be a good dad. I'm like, guys, are y'all serious right now?
Of course he would be.
Of course he would be. You really think he would have his child out here without a dad or without him? Really? Come on. Him of all people, please.
After he got to see how his dad lived his life, yeah, no way.
Of course he literally wants his child to be free. What is wrong with y'all?
For real.
Would he be a good dad? Yes, he would be a good dad. I feel like he would be kind of overprotective over his kid.
I know, right?
You see how he is with Historia.
Especially if it's a girl too. He'd be like,
For real, like y'all need to y'all better stop playing with him. If this was like a modern AU, he'd probably be that dad that'd be like, my kid can do no wrong, and I'm gonna protect my child.
I can imagine Historia being like the cool mom, like, all right, sweetie, loosen up a little.
Right.
He's like, no, you don't see what I saw.
You don't see what I saw.
If it was a modern time, yeah.
Right. I bet Eren probably like, if anyone tries to hurt you, beat their ass.
I don't know. If it's a girl, I could totally imagine her having Eren's personality. She starts the fights, gets into trouble.
Like, if anyone tries to bully you, beat their ass. That's what Eren would say.
Yeah, right. Get the
Do do what I used to do. Beat their ass. Huh?
Gets a scolding from Historia about what she did, and then you have like Eren just in the background going like, hey, deep down you know what she did was right.
Right, like, he got in trouble by his mom, but he's like, you're right though. You're right though. You're right though. You did good, son. You did good. Or daughter, you did good. You did good. Oh.
I would kill for that. That would be amazing.
Be like, if his story like goes away, he's like, I know she's mad now, but you did a good right. You did like you did a good thing. You did a good thing. Don't tell her I said that. Don't.
Brings a boy over. Hey, Dad. Who is this?
Like, who is that? His story is like, Eren, be nice. He's like, I am.
I'm just concerned.
They're like, who is this boy? How old is he? What's his name? What's his blood type?
What's his blood type?
Social Security? Bro, like, what's going on, bro?
Imagine if Eren brings up, hey, don't you know we're royalty? I'm like, hey, hold on. You weren't talking about that before.
Right. My man Eren is becoming the king of parody. The king of parody?
That'd be cool too. He comes back, everyone welcomes him.
They're probably, there'll be some controversy though. They're like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And he's like, I kept moving forward. I kept moving forward. Y'all want to be stuck in the past? Be my guest, but
It's like, why'd you do all this? And Eren's like, I did it for my child. You're what?
You're what? My kid? Question marks?
It's like, who's your child? Have his story like just well, he means our child.
Right, our child. And they're gonna be like, what?
Like, what? I thought. Like, we kept it under wraps.
Right. And then like somebody be like, I knew it. Like what?
Like, I saw the writing on the wall. It's like, I saw those secret meetings that were going on.
I saw the letters that were being sent here. Those letters that you made Falco send. Like, send this letter to my family.
Specifically wording it like that, too.
Family.
I also like the direct parallel that Eren and Falco has, because Falco was talking about wanting to save Gabby the same way he was going on about wanting to save his story. I'm like, come on. That's no coincidence either.
And you saw Eren was like, you care about that girl. Like how he was saying, like, is she a female?
I know.
I was like, I'm done.
I was like, hold up, Eren. Since when? Since when?
Is this person you care about a female?
And people for the longest time was like, Eren's just a dense head. I'm like time skip Eren doesn't say that.
He don't seem to be dense to me.
Nope.
Are they a female? What that got to do with it?
What does that have to do with anything?
Eren.
Say that one more time.
Hmm? I said, Eren isn't dumb.
You're right.
He was never dumb.
Never. He was just driven. That's all. Driven, motivated, protective. Oh, definitely protective.
Oh my god. But I think I
trying to think too.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said I think my mom wants to eat with me because it's been a minute and I know she's hungry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm like starving. So
I gotta take care of a few things of myself too. So
yeah. So this was fun like always.
yeah. It was a lot of fun, and next time we'll try to include Mads in too. Because I know she's probably gonna listen to all this and just think like, man, I wish I was here.
Right. But you can do your outro. Do your outro.
What?
Do your outro.
You know. Aside from that, you guys, I hope you all had a lot of fun too listening in on all this fun discussion we've been having about Attack on Titan, AOE, Arahisu, Berserk Titan, Mikasa maybe dying? Question mark. Eren possibly sending his future memories. His future memories says past self. Yeah. What do y'all think though? What do y'all believe are the chances of AOE happening? And with that said, you guys, I think that's pretty much it. Look at Cheese 7.
Oh, and Jada.
That's Jada, and we'll catch you guys next time. Not sure when it's gonna be, but when it does happen, Oh, it'll be a lot of fun for sure. Keep moving forward until you kill every last one of them.
Right.